This is a short video about how to control your 3D printer while you're not at home or wherever it is, and some tips and tricks I figured out for doing that simply and easily. The reason I'm making this video is because the 3D printer I usually use, which is a Lulzbot TAZ 6, lives in a lab, and it's over half an hour away from my house, so I'm often working at home and designing, and I'll have something that's ready to go, but it's inconvenient to actually go into the lab and start it. But then I'll be coming in the next day, and it would be nice if the prints were already made so I could get going with the parts. So I just set this system up, and it works pretty well, and I just wanted to share it in case it could help somebody. So the first step is go ahead and order a webcam on Amazon or wherever. I just got a cheap Logitech one for like 10 bucks Prime. So get that, and then just hook it up to the computer, pointing at the build plate, get the drivers and whatever. Then the next step here is that you're going to get TeamViewer. So right now I'm on my computer at home, not where the 3D printer is, but I'm just going to show you how to set up the TeamViewer that you're going to be working on the computer. So what you want to do is set it up, and you don't actually have to log in. I didn't want to be logged into TeamViewer on that computer since it's not really my computer. But you do need to set up unattended access. So you'll go to connection and click set up unattended access. You're going to give that computer a name, and then you're going to set up a password to get to that computer. So just something simple and easy to remember. Finish, and you're good to go. Then take note of what your ID is. So that would be this one here. And when you're going to connect from the computer remotely to the printer, you're going to type that ID of the printer computer TeamViewer account into the partner ID box here, which I've already done. Click connect, and then you're going to get asked for the password. Put in the password that you had, and then you're good to go. You might want to set that computer up that's connected to the printer so it's not sleeping. I have the screen off on that computer just to save energy, but I have it set up so it won't sleep. So I can just log in whenever I want to. So now what you can see here is the view. This is just through onlinemictest.com, their webcam test utility. Just something because I didn't want to be logged into like Skype and running the test thing to see the video. There's probably an easier way, but this is also an easy one. So you just go to this website, give it access to your webcam, and then you can see the view there. Now you can. So I've got Cura here open. That's for the Lulzbot for running the prints open, and I can see what's currently on the build plate. So I can see I printed this part. I'd actually printed a few more that it just occurred to me to make this video after I'd already started clearing the build plate. But I'm going to show you now with this last part what you can do is if you actually have adhesion working out well. For me, it's I've got Kapton tape on the build plate without any other stuff on top of it, and I just print right on top of that. And here I've printed with a raft, so that I can actually use the machine's head to clear the build plate after the part has cooled. They stick like nobody's business while the plate is still hot and the part is still hot. But after it's cooled, and I'm also printing with ABS, by the way, if you're taking notes, the part actually is not stuck very well to the build plate. You can kind of just push it off with a light touch. So what I do to do that is first I just press the Z home button there, and the machine will go through its homing process, and that lets me know just that I've gotten it pretty well close to the build plate with the head, because it's a little bit hard to eyeball with the webcam. So it's going to go through that. And now it's roughly at build plate level. And now I can actually drive around. See, just by pressing this here. So I'm going to go ahead and drive the head right over to about the edge there. I guess it's going to run into the stop there. Come back a little. And then drive the plate over here, and then I'm just going to come kind of closer. This is kind of a small part, so it's going to slide right under the fan there, but I'm just going to rub it with the extruder. The extruder's cool, so I'm not going to melt my part or anything. And I just kind of inch it in once I'm getting close to give it a chance to sort of push and gently detach from the plate. You might see the head pull down a little bit as it makes contact, but you know, the bearings are rubbery and squishy. So now you can see the build plate is starting to move. So the build plate is pulling back and the part is staying with the head of the printer. So now I can see it's detached there. So now I'm just going to make a little bit of a bigger jump and just push it right off there. Okay, all right, I'm going to go up on Z then and let her fall. Oh, come on. This one doesn't want to come off. Of course, the one that I wanted to show. Let's try this again. Maybe I can... Yeah, I'm going to come down a bit. All right, let's see if I can brush it off. Come on. Normally this is a little bit less awkward. Okay. So it's basically cleared off the plate there anyway, but you can see all the other parts that I knocked off the bed that way and haven't had any issues with. So so now it's ready to go again. So you could, you know, be printing parts and until you fill up that space under your bed and you know, things start you know, getting in the way of the plate moving around freely. You could do numerous builds without any problem, without ever coming near your printer. So I hope this is helpful, and yeah, let me know if you have any other thoughts in the comments. Thanks.